And we're making lives. This is going to be so weird. This is going to start with me like facing away from the screen.
I know, we might have to rethink that. Maybe we'll do a delay.
Maybe. But it's working.
It's working.
People
For now.
People don't have to deal with their recording equipment in a moving vehicle.
Exactly.
We do, and we haven't got like the BBC funding like Top Gear does.
Or James Corden on his actual carpool karaoke.
Yeah, because this is the thing. I've watched a couple of episodes of them, and I'm like, how do they do it? And then I'm like, wait a minute, they have money. That's how they do it.
Professionals.
Hey. We're professionals.
We're amateurs.
Professional idiots.
Yeah, professional idiots, that's for damn sure.
Welcome to A Slice of Fried Gold.
Hope everybody's alright.
Mm-hmm.
If you're joining us for the first time, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, ring the notification bell so you get notified when we drop our videos every week.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to us on Spotify, give us a 5-star review and comment down below on today or this week's topics.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, I am Paddy.
And I am Ben.
And how are you, Ben?
So roads. I'm going to moan about roads for a bit.
Okay, cool.
Because, you know, that's what everyone wants to listen to when they open up this podcast. Like, ooh, let me hear about roads. So there's been some major potholes on the, at the end of my road.
Yes.
And they came to fix it the other day.
Okay.
And in doing so, they created 3 more. And it was just kind of well done. You know, a genius move.
Very clear.
You know, how did you manage that? And what's even more is they've fixed the pothole, they've created 3 more. Did they look at it and go, yeah, this is all good, and drive away? Or
Just go, maybe we should patch that up.
Oh yeah, surely you would have thought that, you know, the things would have gone through their head and gone, maybe we should have patched that up. But they haven't.
No.
So that's my first complaint about roads.
Okay.
The second complaint
Yeah.
is they've decided to block off one of the roads coming out of Felixstowe. And of course, there's only two I nearly turned into dinner ladies then. From Ormston, there's 2 ways to get to Ormston. There's only 2 ways to get in and out of Felixstowe. 2 ways to get from Ormston. If you get that reference, you are instantly my friend, and you're also old. If you don't get that reference, you're too young for me. Sorry. Anyway, so they've closed off one of the roads going out of Felixstowe to do some maintenance. Fine, sure, crack on.
Yeah.
But then, of course, it just means getting out of Felixstowe during rush hour. It's not fun.
No.
And so today, as I was coming up to the cinema, of course, it was rush hour. Cars were not moving. So I thought, right, I tried to take not a shortcut, but like a detour in the hopes that the roads were quieter.
Yeah.
And it was just in that moment, I was like, oh, I wish you could split yourself in 2. You know, so I could do like, right, you go that way, I'll go this way, and we'll see who's got the fastest route. But of course, you can't split yourself in 2. And it's like, I tried to like learn the license plate of the car in front of me in the hopes that they were going out of Felixstowe. But for all I know, they turned left, you know, at the next option. So it's like, well, that's kind of pointless. But yeah, I just wish I knew that my choices were correct, if you get me.
Yeah.
But I will never know.
Just have to live in hope that you did pick the right one.
It would have been the right one if people in front of me just didn't sort of... I don't know why, but it's every time I'm in a rush, everyone in front of me is on like a Sunday drive.
Yeah, but that's anything. It's like when you're in a queue and you're like, maybe I should move that queue, and then you don't, and then you go, I should have moved to that queue.
Yeah.
Just classic.
But yeah, so that's been roads in Felixstowe.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to this traffic report on roads.
In Felixstowe.
Just in Felixstowe.
Just nowhere else. Nowhere else. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what now.
Okay.
I'll probably remember it halfway down the road. So yeah, Paddy, how are you this week?
I'm good.
Good.
I called out a customer on their review.
Oh.
So we have this quite eccentric couple. They come in not very often because they spend, you know, several weeks living in their Italy home. And
yes.
You know, that kind of thing.
Yes.
They're a very nice couple. Kind of middle-aged gay couple. Very, very nice.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they only dine in the finest of places.
Do we need to put the caveat in that you support gay guys?
We do.
You're all for gay guys.
No, I hate gays. That's why my best friend's gay.
I'm all for gay guys. Just don't rub it in my face.
Yeah, please. But the last time they were in, we were short-staffed and we were like running around like crazy.
Yep.
And he flat out put in his review that he would have given us a 5-star one had it not taken him 20 minutes to order.
Oh no.
Now, I know that it didn't take him 20 minutes to order the last time. It may have taken 15, but he did change his mind 3 times on what wine he was going to order. And on the 3rd time, he actually left his chair to get to the till because he had committed to his order and then changed his mind at the last minute.
Brilliant.
Okay, so technically it wasn't our fault, it was his fault. So this time, he come in, and I was just like, right, you're going to have this, you're going to have that? And they were like, yes. So I was just like, cool, get that, bish bash bosh. And I was like, you ready to order? And they were just like, yeah, of course, yeah. So they ordered, and they had this lovely time, and it was like, oh, the meal was really nice. And at the end of the night, they were last customers in, like they always are.
Yeah.
So I just sat there, I started cashing up, and I was having my pint, and I was chatting to them while I was doing the cashing up and everything.
Yeah.
And they go...
Please, right, just before you finish your story, please do not try... please don't say that you tried to, like, connect with them and be like, my best friend's gay. Please.
No.
Okay, good. Carry on.
You broke my flow, man.
You're at the bar, you're having your pint, you're chatting with them.
No, I was cashing up. So you weren't even listening.
I was. You were cashing up, then you were having your pint and you were chatting with them.
No, I was drinking and cashing up. That makes counting easier.
Let's hope your boss doesn't watch this.
That's fine, they don't. But anyway, so I was cashing up, having a drink, chatting to them while I was cashing up.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they go, and one of them always goes, oh, I was chatting, and obviously we always leave you a really good review. And I was just like... Oh, okay, well that's very nice. I was like, did we get your order in under 20 minutes today? And he looked at me like I'd just taken a shit on the floor. And he went, you read the review? And I was like, I read every review that comes into this business. Suddenly the next day we had a 5-star glowing review that all the staff were absolutely superb and couldn't be faultless. Don't question my staffing, okay? We might have been under pressure that night, but we did not take 20 minutes to have your order in. Thank you.
Okay, so you didn't call him out on social media, you called him out in person.
No, I went face to face. To his face.
Too right.
Absolutely. We're going to be like one of those keyboard warriors. I'm going to say how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How many jobs have you had in hospitality?
Oh, too many. Too many. I think that's why I don't really care anymore.
Left before you were pushed?
Yeah, pretty much.
I remembered what I was going to say.
Okay, go.
I got added on, I got a Facebook friend request.
Oh, okay.
I know it's shocking that I actually have friends.
Well, yeah. That's
but it was like, I didn't know who this person was. We had a few mutual friends who were all gay, so I was like, okay. It's probably a gay guy. So I accept it.
Yeah.
And he messaged me going, hey, how are you? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. How are you? He was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm gay, by the way. I was like, yeah, I kind of guessed by the mutual friends. Mm-hmm. He was like, okay, cool. And he's like, you gay? I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, cool. Are you single? And I was like, yeah, I'm single. Oh, I'm in an open relationship. Sorry about that. Like, you added me. You messaged me. Like, what? What?
Well... And he was either hoping for like a compliment or something like that, but that's not.
I was just like, okay, congratulations.
Yeah.
You know what
was he expecting from this conversation? Have you spoken to him since?
No. I literally put okay. Oh no, sorry. So I put okay. That's great. And then he then messaged saying, "Where do you live?" And I was like, Felixstowe. And I was trying to just carry the conversation on. I was like, what about you? And then I didn't get a single reply.
Wow.
So
cool story, bro.
I was just so confused, and I don't know why, but it's always the gays that confuse me.
Yeah.
Can you remember that time when Cheerleader messaged me on Grindr going, "Oh my god, I didn't know you were gay," and I screenshotted it, didn't I, and sent it to you?
It was the most confusing message I've ever read.
I was just like, what?
Yeah.
What? Considering he like made fun of me for it in high school.
I know.
So when he was like, oh my god, I didn't know. I was just like,
You did.
you
ripped and you on about it.
I was like, is this a prank? Are there cameras right now? And
Is
especially
Ashton Kutcher going to jump out and go, hey, you got punked?
when he messaged me, I was taking a shit at the time. So I was like, am I going to get like, are there cameras in here?
Oh,
I don't know what's going on, and it's confusing and it's scary.
Oh, dear.
And yeah, for some reason, it's always the gays that confuse me.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is going on? What is happening? And maybe I should start following people's rules of, I only accept friend requests if I actually know them. Maybe I need to start following that rule. I don't know.
I mean, I do that really. I don't tend to have anybody that I don't know.
I've learned to do that with LinkedIn. Because otherwise, hey, you looking for a job? Hey, you looking for a job? Hey, you looking for a job? No.
No, I don't do the LinkedIn.
Well, no. It was in my previous job. They were like, get a LinkedIn, it'll help you. And then I left.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, got a LinkedIn, bye.
It did help. Bye.
Well, I didn't get the new job through LinkedIn, but it was just kind of like, okay, I'm off now, bye.
Just that.
Cheers for that. It's very helpful. Thank you very much. But yeah, so that was the other crazy thing that happened this week.
Yeah, it's a bit bizarre, that.
Yeah. So, coming to a grinding halt there.
Yeah.
Unless you've got anything else you want to talk about.
No, I was just about to segue.
It wasn't really much of a segue. Segues are supposed to transition smoothly. We have just come to a grinding halt.
You've never seen me on a Segway. So it's not that smooth a transition. But anyway, let's talk film.
Okay.
So,
we've just been to see Gran Turismo.
Yeah,
Based on a true story. And literally, is that actually in the title?
That is literally the title.
Gran Turismo, based on a true story. My God.
I know. I feel like it's part of their marketing.
Maybe because they knew no one else would go see it otherwise.
I mean, technically, it is a biopic.
Yeah.
Of this racer.
Since you have started talking about it, do you want to give your opinions over about it?
Yeah, I will happily give my opinions over.
Good.
I really enjoyed this movie. I went in with very low expectations. I did not think this was going to be a very good film. It had a lot of heart. It had some very emotional beats. Mm-hmm. It had some very good funny moments. Mm-hmm. The cinematography was really, really good. Yep. The acting was good. David Harbour was great. Orlando Bloom still massively overacts. That's my only negative.
Okay, well, and to quote you, we'll stick a pin in that.
We'll stick a pin in that. We'll circle back to it.
Yeah.
I thought I really enjoyed it. I really loved the how they also integrated some of the game aspects into it.
God, you've just nicked my thing, but carry on.
Well, this is what happens when I get to go first. I just thought it was really, really clever. Like I said, I won't go in thinking that. I guess I didn't also realise, even though it said based on a true story, I didn't realise it was going to be more of a biopic as opposed to. I thought it was just going to be constant racing.
Right, yeah.
I assume we were going to have a Rocky montage of training at the beginning, and then it was just going to be like race.
Okay.
There was several races in it because it is about racing. However, I'd say collectively this was like a 2-hour movie. Maybe collectively 45 minutes was racing.
Yeah.
And about an hour and 15 was like actual story based.
Yeah.
And about this kid. And everything. I you know me and names, but your man that plays the wizard in Shazam, and he's like in everything. He was Maximus's mate in Gladiator, and things like that. He is such a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
And he needs to be in more things. He needs a lead role in something, but he always plays like little bit characters and things like that. I don't know if that's like his choice to do that.
Maybe.
It could be.
little bit character, just do a couple of days back home with the wife and kids.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, maybe.
Live off them royalties.
Possibly, if he gets them.
If he gets them.
That's an awkward subject at the moment. In Hollywood. But anyway.
But we ain't in Hollywood, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Yes, you can argue there was a lot of product placement.
Of course there was.
But, I mean, what
What do you
movie
expect?
doesn't these days? You know?
Yeah, generally with anything made by Sony,
Oh, God,
like when you start in and the titles pick up, spring up. If it says Sony on it, just be prepared for all the product placements.
Yeah, massively.
You know, because that was one of the things. I was sitting there, I was like, would he really have a Sony phone? Would he really? Would he? I think he's probably more likely got an iPhone in real life, but of course you can't have an Apple product in a Sony film.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. That would be blasphemy.
It would. That it would.
But
That's my general sum up. I really enjoyed this movie. I went in with low expectations and I had a really good time. I didn't feel bored at any point.
Yeah.
I had a lot of character, a lot of heart, and a lot of decent cinematography, decent acting, apart from Orlando Bloom. Your thoughts, Ben?
Yeah, I'm going to echo pretty much what you said. It was a decent film.
Mm.
You know, it's the standard. What is the thing? It's like
underdog story.
No. It's not that. It's the I've got a dream storyline.
Yeah.
I've got a dream. I want to do this.
Yeah.
Here's me going out into the world to get it.
Yeah.
It's that standard I've got a dream storyline. Disney likes to do that storyline quite a lot because you even have the I've got a dream song when they do their musicals.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very go-to storyline with Disney. Of course, this is not a Disney film, but.
No.
It would have, had Disney made it, it wouldn't have shocked me. It's a very Disney-esque film. And it's not cartoon, it's not animated, it's just for the, Disney live actions.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
Like you said, good cinematography. I love, all the drone shots and everything. Yeah. They were really good.
I'm glad you actually brought out the drone shots, because if you watch things like The Grey Man that had Ryan Gosling in as an action movie, it had far too many drone shots.
Okay.
And I felt like especially in Hollywood, when they find a new way of doing something, like when slow-mo was the big thing and things like that, they overuse it in a movie.
Yeah.
Where I thought actually the drone shots in this were actually justified. I think there was
sporadic enough to make it still feel fresh.
Yeah, exactly that.
So yeah, I liked the drone shots. I liked, as you said, how they incorporated the game into it, especially how they used the sound effects of the game for random bits.
Yeah.
You know, that was really cool and really neat and everything. But yeah, it was well acted, well cinematographied. That was bad grammar. But yeah, positives all round. Good film. It's very much you sort of. I don't want to compare it to, because it will downgrade it, but can you remember Herbie Fully Loaded with Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah.
You know, all I want to be is, all I want to do is be a racer. And then she finds Herbie, and Herbie has the same dream, and together they do it.
Yeah.
This is that minus the magical car.
Yeah, you got David Harbour instead.
And David...
You got David Harbour instead of Herbie.
I think I'd rather that.
Yeah. He was good. I like him.
Yeah, and like you said, good emotional beats. Have you noticed yet that whenever there's an emotional beat, I always check to see if you're crying?
Yeah, I know. So I've got to hide my tears.
I'm always like, ooh, emotional moment.
Paddy. I'm not crying.
It's fine. It's just because I'm a emotionless husk. When there's an emotional scene on the screen, I just need to double check. I'm like, is this an emotional moment?
Is Paddy crying? Yes. Then what? Yeah.
Then it's emotional. It could be that I'm reading it wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm just double checking. True. I'm being a good boy. Double checking. But yeah. So the pin. Orlando Bloom's overacting. You got to remember, he's playing a marketing manager.
Yes.
Have you ever met a marketing manager?
Yes.
They over-exaggerate everything.
But then, but even when he was just, being normal, without being a man, not working as a marketing manager, when he was still being himself, he was still, he almost it was like he was trying to be like Captain Jack Sparrow. And with the eye movements and things like that. And I was just like, dude, you're not a caricature.
Yeah, but what you've also got to remember is when you do that certain thing for so long,
Yeah, I know.
it just becomes a part of your life.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if I brought it up on the podcast, but can you remember when I bumped into No's job?
Yes.
Turns out he worked in sales.
Yeah.
And, you know, he worked in sales, I worked in the customer care of the same company, decided to come see me in the staff room to say hi and have a bit of a quick catch up. Even though he was chatting to someone from his childhood, from someone he remembered, he was still in sales mode.
Yeah. He's still trying to sell you that.
It was still, oh, well, it's great to catch up, or, and shook my hand and everything. He was, can't wait to work with you. And I was like, dude, it's fine.
Dude,
calm down.
I answer the phones, man. Leave the phone. It's fine. I get it.
I'm a glorified receptionist. You don't have to,
Yeah. You have to give me the big speech, man.
Yeah. But he was still in sales mode. Yeah. It's exciting work, exciting great things. And it's just like, dude, you're in sales mode. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but people just get into that mode.
I think I get that. I do get that.
So yeah, so I was okay with his overacting because I was like, he's playing a marketing manager.
There was bits of it that worked, and there was bits of it for me that didn't.
Okay.
Like you said, there are parts where, as like a marketing manager, you would be over the top because you're selling the dream and everything. Mm-hmm. But then there is
selling
parts,
the fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. But then there was bits I was just like, bleh. One big standout for me was that Ginger Spice was in this movie. Jerry Halliwell was playing his mum.
That was Jelly.
Nobody else got it. I was sitting there going like this in the screen. I was like, is nobody else excited for this?
I was sitting there going, I recognise you. Where do I recognise you from?
I was just like, this is Ginger Spice.
I was like,
that's my childhood.
I was like, is she in Game of Thrones? Is she in something like that? Is she? I feel like you should take my gay card. The fact that you recognise the Spice Girl.
I feel like I recognise the Spice Girl for a different reason.
Yes, this is true. But yeah, and also I'm going to name drop here.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Is this a spoiler if I talk about the final race? Because it's a race.
Yeah.
Do we deem it a spoiler or not?
Yeah, maybe I'll put a thing up that says potential spoilers until we finish talking about it.
Of course, the final race of the film is the 24-hour Le Mans.
Yes.
It's a very big, famous race.
Yeah.
And everything. I just want to name drop and be like, my brother's worked it. I can't really name drop with him that often, so now I can.
It's not like anybody else knows him. It's not like he's famous.
No, it doesn't matter. My brother's worked it. But I was sitting there going, damn, if I'd known that it was going to finish with the Le Mans 24-hour race, I would have messaged him and be like, tell me everything. What is it like? Tell me, just give me,
The only thing I know much about it is from when
the film?
When Top Gear did it.
Okay.
That's kind of that's kind of all I really know from it, from that episode.
But yeah, no, I just wish I'd known that it ended with the Le Mans race, because I would have messaged him, got all the lowdown on what it's like, exactly blow by blow.
Yeah.
And then I've been able to sit there and go, well, that's exaggerated and that's not real.
Yeah, but I think sometimes it's nice to be able to not always dissect it. I mean, the first video, when I got my PS2 back in the day.
Showing your age here.
Yeah, all right. Not long now.
Not long. Few more days
and I'll be 30. But when I got my PS2, it was a bundle thing, and the game they came with was Gran Turismo.
I think that was one of the
Yeah, it was one of those games.
Release games,
yeah. And it was Gran Turismo 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And it's it must have been 2. But I remember playing it, and I was just like, oh my god, this is such a difficult game. But then now kind of watching this and them going, well, it's not really a game, it's like a simulator.
Yeah.
It makes me realise that actually it wasn't difficult, it was because it was actually trying to drive an actual car.
Yeah.
It's not like an arcade game.
No, and you can't really recreate. I mean, they've done a really good job, but you can't really recreate driving a car with a controller.
With a joystick.
Which is probably why the main character of this film had an actual driving setup.
Yeah. I mean, and you can get that.
You can.
Our mate, Removals, he used to have like a steering wheel that used to like suction cups your coffee decks and things like that, and used to be able to do it. Had pedals and everything.
Yeah, my brother had one. The one who went on to become a race car mechanic.
Yeah, well, surprisingly enough, it wasn't the carpenter.
It could have been.
It could have been. No offence.
I'm pretty sure he probably had a steering wheel at one point.
It wouldn't have surprised me. But yeah, so I think it was kind of cool to see it. And those, like you said, were like the little noise bits where like, that's the noise when you're making a selection and things like that. And it was really cool. I think they really thought it through.
Do you know what I also liked?
What?
Little to no exposition.
Yeah.
The mark of a good story is show, don't tell.
Yeah.
And there was apart from sort of telling you what position he is in the race, which you kind of need.
Yeah, you do.
You know?
And potentially like the little bits of the breakdowns on what, like, especially like the Le Mans race.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'm not going to put a spoiler thing up for that because I decided that
we've already discussed it now.
But the like Orlando Bloom was just like, just to remind you what this race is.
Yeah.
But that's for like people that might not necessarily know like all the specific in and out rules. They might know that the race is 24 hours.
Yeah.
But not that, you know, no driver can do more than 14 hours and things like that. There's things that people might not realise that. And that is like good, that word that I can't say.
Exposition.
Exposition.
But there was little to no exposition. The story took you along the whole journey.
Yeah.
And it didn't have to sit you down and go, right, which I like.
And there was no monologue to the camera at the end.
It wasn't the kind of film that needs a monologue to the camera at the end.
Neither did the other film.
No. But yeah, so it was a good film.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Solid, decent film. It wasn't outstanding. I'm not going to be running home running the streets going, go watch this film. The British are coming, go watch this film.
I'm glad that was literally what popped into my head. The British are coming, the British are coming.
I'm not going to turn into a town cry. Hear ye, thou shalt go watch this film. But it was a solid film, and especially if you like video games, if you like driving, that's a question.
What?
Where were all the neckbeards?
Neckbeards?
Like people, the stereotype of video gamers.
Okay.
Where were all the neckbeards? Probably at home playing the video game.
Probably playing the video game. I don't need to watch it, I'm living it.
Or they're sitting there going, I want to go see it, but no one's invited me.
Yeah.
Oh, go play on your Xbox, because this is a PS5 game.
Yeah. My question actually to you is...
Go on.
Obviously we've had that intro for the PlayStation thing, which was really cool to see.
Yeah.
Obviously there's talks that potentially making a God of War movie or... TV show. Mm-hmm. Same with Ghost of Tsushima. That's potentially going to be a TV show. What video game would you like to see that hasn't, or it might not be in development? Something that would be out of left field to have as a movie or a TV show that you think could do well. What
would do really well as a film? Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, true.
But for me, for my little nerd heart, Final Fantasy X. The storyline on that game, oh my god.
But I feel like they've tried doing Final Fantasy movies before, and they haven't always worked out.
No, because the Final Fantasy films that they've done haven't been based on the video games. They've literally just gone, right, let's write a whole new story and slap the Final Fantasy name onto it.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I was talking about like straight adaptation then.
Yeah, Final Fantasy X. I know everyone's like, oh, but Final Fantasy VII's better. Look, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. But Final Fantasy X to me is the better. Final Fantasy VII has got the bigger fan base. It's got the better gameplay. Final Fantasy X is very, very rigid in its gameplay and very linear kind of thing.
Okay.
But storyline wise, Final Fantasy X, chef's kiss.
Fair play.
You know it's good.
Yeah.
When it makes me cry.
Wow.
And
you're an emotionless husk.
I'm an emotionless husk. Final Fantasy X, I have played that game through a solid 14, 15 times. I literally finish it and start it again, and it still makes me cry.
Wow. There you go.
There you go.
There you go, movie studios, make Final Fantasy 10.
Now, if you go to play Ben really loves it, let me go play it. I will warn you. It's a long, long time to get into it. First 2-3 hours are a bit of a slog. But the storyline is, it's chef's kiss. Anyway, final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Roads, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah, be a road, don't be a hole.
Yeah. You said hoe for a second then? Don't be a hoe, be a road.
How dare you let all these other cars drive over you?
I thought you were my private road. No trespassers allowed.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, roads be stupid. Why, if you have to close off a road, fine, but can you not do it just overnight when no one's driving on it? Because when you've got only 2 roads coming out of the town, it's gridlock. It's not fun.
Yeah, true.
Random people messaging you on Facebook, stupid. Just if they're the ones who cut the conversation off because you've not answered it properly, that's not your problem. That's theirs.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say to that.
Yeah, exactly. Comment
down below how you think I should have responded. If you've got a better comeback than I had of, okay, please let me know.
If you're going to leave a petty review, don't be shocked when somebody calls you out on it.
And also, don't be shocked if you go back and they were like, oh, it's you.
Mr. 20-minute here.
And Gran Turismo, decent film.
Solid film.
Solid film.
We've done a couple of solid films on the bounce now.
We have.
Gran Turismo, Oppenheimer, not the other one. We're on the roll, man. We're on the roll.
It's not Beetlejuice. You can say its name. It's not going to haunt you.
It might do.
Or you get upstairs and there's a Barbie going, excuse me.
If Margot Robbie was upstairs, I'd be all right.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to happen.
It's not going to be Margot Robbie. It'll be weird Barbie.
Yeah, it probably would be.
Tell us down below, have you seen Gran Turismo? What did you think?
Have you played the video games? Did you like them?
Yeah. Have you had someone randomly message you on Facebook and ask you weird questions and you didn't know what was going on? Let us know.
Let us know. Let us know all your thoughts.
And do you get pissed off by roads?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Make sure you like this video. If you haven't already, please do. Subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and if you're on Spotify, please do leave us a 5-star review. It is incredibly helpful. Thank you very much. And with that,
we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.